Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Kung Fu Cup, the KFC 2026 week number 14. We are back. We returned here with the semi-finals. We just wrapped up with Shin versus Ryung of all players in the lower semis, and Shin did advance on to the grand finals. We're here to determine who will play against Shin in those finals. Will it be a Terran or a Protoss? Let's go. Let's find out. Let's find out. So we're going to be jumping into a TvP. Clem versus Classic up first on Lockdown. Let's go. We're jumping to Lockdown. Of course, we were just in Lockdown. True. Again, an interesting map in the map pool, a little bit larger, plenty of ramps, plenty of points of elevation as well. When it comes to defensive play and defensive setup, we did see Ryung attempt to play mech on this map. We'll see how our players will adjust their approach here in a TvP. As spawning in the top right corner of Lockdown, we have the South Korean Protoss, the blue Protoss from Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the French Terran player. We have the red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Let's go. Let us go. We do have our fresh best of 3. Our TvP is upon us here, and TvP, again, as we mentioned previously for the Ryung series, has been very intense, has been very aggressive. We've been seeing a lot of aggression from Protoss players in this matchup, but that's mainly players like Zound, like Hero. Classic, he's been mixing it in as well, but Classic, he's a little bit more tame in his play, a little bit more macro-oriented. So I'm curious to see how Classic will adjust his approach compared to someone like Hero or someone like Zound or someone like Max. I want to say that Classic is a little more mid-game oriented typically, and that may benefit Clem. That may benefit him. As for now, Clem, he does move out across the map, but coming in for the eBay block. Let's go. He does come in for the block. And will delay. From here, he will delay the expansion. Likewise, we are from here. Ideally, Clem wants to force Classic to expand to the third location. Depending on where Classic expands, Clem may be able to go for a 2-base all-in. Again, Clem, he is very willing to 2-base all-in in this matchup. 2-base all-ins, cheese, aggression, proxies. That's kind of what we expect out of Clem. And yep, there we go. We do force the unnatural natural. Okay. So again, a very awkward position here for Classic, and we'll see how Clem will react. So far, we're settling in. Going for our CC, single gas opener. I mean, sorry, we can go for a factory after this because of the eBay block. Classic poking in, confirming. And there it is, CC on location. So economic follow-up so far out of Clem. Reapers, they move out. And we'll see how our players open up. Now, it is not uncommon to see Protoss players go Stargate here to try to defend. Because the distance between the main base and the third location is so long, opening up Oracle can be a way to be defensive and to maintain your economy as well. Otherwise, we could see Blink, of course, and try to rely on static defense. We already have our first battery on the way to defend the third base. We'll see. We'll see how Classic reacts. For now, the Reaper does poke in. It pokes into the mineral line, and we'll look to get a probe. And just get one. Yeah, one probe goes down. Very nice pick off here by Clem. Gets one, going for the other. And won't quite get it. And just one probe kill so far. Ooh, catching one probe and does not get out of the main. Yeah, Clem, he's going to be chased down. Reaper does fall, and it is going to be the Stargate, yeah. So as we mentioned leading up to this, not uncommon to see Stargates in this kind of position, purely to be able to maneuver between your bases because they're so far apart. Clem knows this as well. Like, if we can read Stargate play as a potential, then Clem is fully aware as well. Of course, it doesn't have to be Stargate, but I'm sure this is still in the back of his mind as a potential tech choice. Oh, Stargate and Twilight Council. Okay. Oh, nice catch. Yeah, Clem getting a lot of hull damage on one of the Stalkers. Likewise, it should be Oracle first, so we'll keep an eye on Classic. No, never mind, going Phoenix. Okay. Does go for the Phoenixes. With this, we'll look to try to gain map control and contain Clem. High chance that this is going to be charge, not blink. We'll see. Clem tries to break out. He does take a blow to the face, but he will catch 1, 2 Stalkers. Oh my god, some heavy losses here. Can he get 3? Yeah, Clem is going to chase down that final Stalker. Does have the high ground, and the lock-on, it looks like it is going to reset. Yeah, lock-on is available. Lock-on is broken. Oh, barely broken, but cannot get away. Third Stalker goes down. Heavy losses for Classic. At the same time, Clem is not done. Dropping into the main base. There is no blink. Bear that in mind. We do have some Phoenixes, though, and they're going to be ready at the third. Yeah, they're ready at the third location. Cyclone does barely pull back, does pull away, drop into the main base at the same time. Nothing in position, no battery, but there's one Phoenix. Just the one. Yeah, one Phoenix in position. Phoenix, oh, barely gets away. And we're starting into the mineral line. Does force a recall. Getting 1, 2, 3, 4 probe kills. And Clem pulls out. And Classic having a very hard time defending here. Getting torn apart. Behind this, Clem going for his own 2-1-1, soon to be 3-1-1 setup, building up his tanks, and eventually towards Stim, but so far has had a very successful start to the game. Doesn't have to kill Classic, he's happy to just back off, build up, take his lead, and run with it. Meanwhile, Classic has to recover. Recover, go to bounce back. Go. So Classic is being active. He's being active. He's trying to be. He knocks down the towers. Okay, I like this. This actually delays any kind of push. Okay, interesting. To knock down your opponent's towers, not something I've seen before. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Classic is afraid of a 2-base all-in, because Classic has had such a shaky early game. Trying to slow down an all-in does make sense. Behind this, getting ready for a backstab as well with that proxy pylon. Raven bottom right. Hiding from the Phoenixes. Does poke in. Classic, he pokes in, he pulls away. Likewise, more Zelts warping in. Warping in more chargelots. Jesus. Classic, he might just go for a base trade. Like the plan here, yeah, he does split the army. Does split the move outs. Clem sending everything across, and now here comes that backstab. Here comes the backstab as Zelda do hit the natural. Pushing in, Clem turns back around, and we're buying time. Yeah, right now, Classic is just buying time. Does force through the ramp, going for the CC. Ooh, taking a lot of hits, a lot of damage. And Clem, he's zoned out. He's locked out of his own main. He's locked out of his house. Oh no. No more force fields, but again, he just cannot move in. Pushing up into the main base. Oh, wouldn't mind Zadupo. They get lifted, and Clem, he's going to clean everything up. Yeah, Clem will clean everything up. Despite being locked out of his own natural, he barely lost any SCVs. What the hell? Only 6 SCV kills. Clem barely lost anything. And Clem, he still has momentum. He still has a massive army to work with, and he's coming. Yeah, Clem is coming. Another Zealot run by. More warp-ins. It was a cool move at a Classic, but it didn't really amount to much. He just did not have enough firepower. The Raven gets caught. Clem is coming. He's moving out. And you see Classic racing by Cove, even with the attempted harass. With the aggressive warp in. Does have a lot of Zealots. Oh, Marshall goes off, catching out a Phoenix. Does catch 2 Phoenixes even. Two pieces go down, knocks down the tower, make sure there's no flank. There's no flank on Clem's army. Sets other mines as well. Very nice retargeting. Oh my gosh. Incredible shots here on the Zealots and Clem. He snowballs out of control. He breaks through the main army, and with that, Clem, he cannot be stopped. Starts as well. Picks up all the Zealots. More reinforcements have arrived. Tank does re-siege. Yeah, Tank does siege up. Picks up all the Zealots, the Archons, the Phoenixes, the everything. Two Phoenixes, they barely get away. And with that, Clem, he'll look to claim a lead in this series. Looks to claim a lead. Again, it was just the early game. Like, the early game was brutal for Classic. Being forced to expand an unnatural. The Phoenixes being shut down. They didn't really get much done. The initial Stalkers, if you recall. The early Reaper harass. The follow-up move where Classic pushed into the natural. Again, just was not worth it. Oof. Again, just too much momentum in favor of Clem. Dropping into the main as well. Jumps into the main base. Again, nothing major, but still, damage being done. And again, Classic is barely holding on. Barely holding. Oh. Boys being pulled. Again, desperation move here by Classic. Desperation, baby. Tries to move in. Gonna get cleaned up, losing 14 probes. Yeah, 14 probe kills. Again, heavy losses here for Classic. As he does try to lunge in. And GG. GG gets called. Clem, he will take a lead in the series, 1-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Clem will take a lead. Again, just a very shaky start there for Classic, as the initial opener did really fall in its face. Likewise, you saw that he was forced into a really uncomfortable early game. Tried to be active, tried to be aggressive, but he was punished for it, losing the Stalkers. And again, went for that big backstab moment where I thought it looked like he wanted to force a base trade, but in the end, and he even successfully just force fielded Clem out of his own bases, but didn't really get much for it. In the end, he got 6 SCV kills, caught some of the production, got into the main base and picked up some add-ons as well, but that's all he really got. In the end, lost an army. Lost the army. GG. And with that, we're going to be loading game 2, loading into at Attorney's Edge. We'll see if Classic can recover. We'll see if Clem can close it out. Let's go. So we are loading into game 2. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of at Attorney's Edge, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back. For Virtus Pro, it is Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Here we go. We're getting into game number 2 here. Game number 2 of our best of 3. Whew, and this time, I can't imagine we'll be seeing the same eBay block. Last game we did see Clem pop off early on and disrupt Classic. This time we should be calming down and we should be seeing a much more comfortable start from Classic. Remember, the Stargate play as well was kind of forced out because of the awkward expansion, so we're expecting like a standard more Twilight Council opener into Blink, into more standard mid-game. It should just be a much more standard game so far. We're coming into this. It should be. Again, it's quite rare to be able to pull off an eBay block twice in a series, 2 games in a row. Classic's going to be a little more adamant about scouting and checking and reacting. Now Classic's on notice. He is on notice. So now Clem going out with his SCV scouts. This time Classic is already here, setting up his own natural. So no eBay lock shenanigans. Not this time. Again, not this time. As from here, the Reaper does pick in. Pokes in, pulls away, was the initial Stalker, and Clem, oh, hello, pulling a bit of Ryung. Earlier this broadcast, we did see Ryung go 3 CC 3 racks against Hero. Now we're seeing it here, 3 CC 3 racks out of Clem as well. So hyper greed out of Clem. Almost the polar opposite of what we saw last game, where this time Clem is going to be building up into a very greedy economy, staying back home, building up his bio army, and having a big power spike in the mid game instead. And the pressure is going to be on Classic. The pressure is on the Protoss to try to punish and try to stop Clem from getting out of hand. The pressure is on. Now, so far, Twilight counts are opening into Blink. It's going to be on Classic to scout. So far, Classic has no idea what's going on. Once he sees, he has the option to either be hyper aggressive or to be greedy, to go for like double forge or go for his forge, go for his upgrades, go for his expansion, and start to take up instead. While he tries to contain. So it's, again, the pressure's on Classic. Clem just doing his own thing, building up his bio, working towards stim, combat shields. And again, this build does allow for Clem to build up and have a very fast 3 SCV production setup and triple mules, and just faster 2 base economy, and of course faster 3 base economy as well. This does kick in the mid game once you get into your incredibly fast 3 base saturation. Then that translates into a very large army, into a larger force, a larger army supply. And Protoss players can have a very hard time keeping up. For now, a very safe play at a Classic. Robo. Yeah, he's going for the Robo. 2 gateways at the natural, 1 gate at the main. So 3 gate blink into a Robo, into a delayed third. Very safe play at a Classic. Now, what is beginning as a safe opener can be a little bit more active. Never mind. I was going to say, as we can go for an earlier Prism and start to be active on the map, but yeah, there's the expansion. It's going to be after the Robo and after the 3rd gateway, so a bit of a delayed Nexus here from Classic. And Clem is looking good. When it comes to the openers here, solid start here for Clem. Classic, he starts to take up, going for the Bay. This I do prefer for Classic. It's really fast tech. So faster Bay, faster Colossus production. Charge is going to be on the way as well. I would be more concerned for Classic if he had started Charge, going for a Gateway Explosion into Forge, into +1. But here this means that he'll have a really early like Colossus setup, which will be ideal against the heavy bio army of Clem. So this is going to be very fortunate here for Classic. Fortunate. Observer moves out, it does see the bio army. Upon seeing all these Marines and Marauders, he now knows. He's now aware. Blinks into the main. And Clem is out of position, going for the add-ons, going for the SCVs. He one-shot. Yeah, 1, 2. Getting up to 3 SCV kills. Very nice. 3 SCVs, recalls back home. And, ooh, we'll lose 1 Stalker. Clem is moving out. Yeah, Clem is moving out, getting his 3rd base. Back at home, there should be 1 Colossus to defend. It's going to be close, but that first Colossus is being chronoed. Is being chronoed out. And we're hoping that Classic doesn't get caught mid-transition here. There we go, Colossus is now waddling in. Classic rushing into a 4th base, very greedy here. I mean, I say very greedy. It's well timed compared to the 3rd base, but Clem has map control right now. Clem is pushing, and I don't see Classic holding onto this. He's scouting the top side. Rotates towards the left. Clem, he will spot the expansion. And Clem is simming. Oh, he can sim. He's holding on, does him in, wants the Colossus, and he doesn't. He does not get it. Whew, very clutch force field, saves the Colossus, but won't save the base. Yeah, should not save the expansion. Ooh, that's going to be a cancel. Clem pulls away, and Classic holds. Classic, he does hold on. Again, if it wasn't for those force fields, that Colossus would have gone down. So very clutch force fields. Clem does pull back. Fourth base being retaken. Clem trading with the army. Classic is going to be careful. Uh-oh. He steps in. No, he overextends. Yeah, big overextension. Colossus goes down. Classic, not like this. Ay. Respect the bio army, papi. He chased too far. He chased too far. Got too greedy. Punished for it. He does have one more Colossus behind this, but again, an expensive loss there for Classic. Very expensive. Clem is coming. Dropping into the main. Dropping into the main base at the same time. Classic going for his own counterattack. Back at home, Clem does have reinforcements. Does have a bunker. Thankfully, there is one Colossus to defend, and Clem will back off. Does pull away. Zealots are being forced back. Let's force back the Zealots. Let's force him back. Clem setting up back at home. And the game is slowing down. We're slowing things down here. Classic. He does get his fourth base up and running, and he's starting to saturate. At the same time, Clem has a comparable, if not greater, economy here with his own third. Ghost production's now underway. Vikings already amassing as well. Clem, he's aware of the Colossus, of course. He's already hindered their numbers. And currently, Clem has momentum. Momentum is in favor of Clem. Classic moving out. Classic trying to move out. I'm setting up with the natural. Switching to disruptors. It's going to be ideal. Disruptor's going to be on the way. Classic now going for the gold. Classic is trying to take map control away from Clem. And we'll see if we can maintain this. Remember, Clem still has the bigger army, and Clem's breakout is going to be huge. Now, ideally, Classic wants to line this up with Clem moving out across the map. Ideally. So Classic has that prism, does have the reinforcing pylons. Yep, Clem moves out. As he moves out, prism is in. Prism is moving in. There is one turret in position. We have some defenses back at home. Drop commits. Clem responds, and he wants that prism. Yeah, he wants that prism. The Vikings are on the way. And the Vikings, it looks like they will catch the war prism. And prism goes down. Now there's no backstab. Still one zealot in the main. Clem moving out to Clem. He does miss the main army. Uh-oh. And Clem does miss it. Racing back over, setting up the surround. There's one disruptor with the main army. And who catches who? Classic is getting trapped. No. He's getting trapped. Massive EMP. EMP goes off. Colossus is going to go down. Catching a 1-2 Colossus. At the same time, Zealots do trade well here. Yeah, Zealots collapse on the army. Nova's going to be going off. Nice splits. Yeah, nice splits in the end. And Clem, he overwhelms the army, catching out the Colossus, the disruptors. Clem giving chase. Gets one, gets two. Yeah, catches out. Oh, just one disruptor. He wants the other. Sims in, does get it. Disruptor goes down. Ignores the goal base. At the same time, they'll run by here towards the third, but there are reinforcements back at him to defend. And Clem is holding. Clem is holding on. More harassment, double prism into the bases. Goal base gets found. The double prism does come in. But Clem's ready. And Clem is ready back at home. Turning back around, Clem, he dominated the fights. He's down to expansions. Classic down to 4 bases. Classic does save the mineral line at least. And does dive into the main. He dives into the main base. Massive warping into the main. But there are reinforcements, SimCity working against Classic, and the main army is going to be clashing, and a better fight here for Clem. Did lose his Vikings though. Regardless, still Disruptor. Yeah, it's going to be mainly Disruptor. Nova's going off. 17 SCV kills. These Zealots, they were popping off here in the main. It's a lot of damage. 17 SCVs. Meanwhile, Clem, he wants those prisms. No, they're trapped. Yeah, war prisms are going to go down. Catching out both. Catching out one. There we go. Gets one. The other gets away. Classic doing everything he can to keep Clem busy at home. Zealot Warping on the top side. Main army towards the south. You can see Classic double expanding. Clem is pushing through the center. And Classic is going for a tri-pronged attack here. Okay, so a massive Zealot Warping on the top side. A Prism into the main. Ooh, Prism goes down. No! The Prism gets caught. Clem, he was ready. He was ready in the main. He's ready here at the third as well. Clem is not ready at the fourth base, though. Classic, he commits. Going for the planetary. Clem tries to respond. Reacting to the Zealots, gets across the map, catching out reinforcing disruptors. And we're trading bases. Yeah, we're trading bases. Clem, he will lose the gold, so he will lose the planetary. At the same time, though, Clem, he does break the third. Yeah, third base is falling. Clem has plans to defend back at home. Catching up more bases, more expansions. And Classic turns around. Classic, he does turn back around. We'll catch out some of the Marauders, though. Not bad. He does catch on the Marauders. That was 27 per... Jeez, that's crazy. 27 workers going down. Clem, he's ready for a fight. There is 0 splash damage here. Disruptors are now coming in from behind. We're going to have 4 Disruptors. Shells and Novas. First Nova goes off. Raising the army. Oh! Second Nova. No major connection. Third Nova as well. Yeah, the final Nova doesn't quite connect here, and Clem, he stims, and he wins. He stims, he wins, he breaks through the main army, catching out all the Stalkers as well. Disruptors, he rally to their deaths. And Clem will overwhelm. Catching up with Disruptors. Classic again cannot keep up, does pull the boys. Desperation out of Classic. The final stand, GG gets called, and Clem, he will claim the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Again, Clem being a hyper aggressive in game 1 and being hyper greedy in game 2, and both games he got away with it. He was able to get away with it. In the end, Clem, he snowballed out of control. Here in game 2, we saw that Clem, he was not punished building up into a greater economy, and instead he actually caught out the army of Classic, referring to the 4th base and the Colossus. Remember, it all began with Classic trying to rush into the 4th base. The 4th base was cancelled. Classic chased the army, and then Classic lost the first Colossus. It was a very rough start. Very, very rough start. Not just that, but also I have to give credit, of course, to Clem. Every time there was attempted harass, there was a lot of harass, by the way, a lot of war prisms, a lot of Zealot round by, Zealot counterattacks, a lot of army positioning as well. Classic, he was attacking at three places at once, more often than not, but Clem was able to keep up. At some points, there were some losses, of course, like losing 17 SCVs in the main, but for the most part, he was able to maintain himself, shut down the aggression, and take better fights. GG. GG, well played. So Clem was all over Classic, and with that, we're now getting into the grand finals. It's going to be a TvZ between Clem and Shin.